Good morning, everybody. It's May the 31st, 2012, and it is a beautiful morning this morning. It's so beautiful and sunny and not a cloud in the sky, but we're supposed to have all of our rain and really, really bad thunderstorms tonight and tomorrow. And, so I feel like that's probably going to happen. I took a vacation day yesterday on Wednesday, so that gave me Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday just to sit here and relax. I'll work next week, and then I'll be off the whole next week, as long as everything goes smoothly at work. And then off in July some, and then I'll still have a week to use by August 16th. I know you all probably say, you and your vacation time, you sure do have a lot. It just seems that way because of the way I spread it out over my days off. That's neither here nor there, and that's not what I'm here to talk about. I want to talk about Mark Randall Wolford, and they call him Preacher Mack. He was the pastor at a church. I know we've all heard of these churches. Most of us have never been to one where they handle snakes. And that's just part of their religion. They handle the serpents, and they proclaim that it says to handle the serpents in the Bible. There is some place in there that says handle serpents, but like Stephanie said, these are metaphors. You don't take everything literally. I think as far as religion goes, if these snake handling churches want to have that religion, that's certainly up to them. And I don't take from anybody's religion, but everybody's got their own interpretation. I don't think any one particular religion is wrong and somebody else's is right, because look at all the thousands and thousands of religions that there are. I believe it's the way in your heart that you interpret it to be, as long as you're not an evil person. But Mack Wolford, he was the pastor at, it was an outdoor service at the Panther State Forest. It was about 80 miles from Bluefield, and Bluefield is where a lot of my family is still at. But he was handling a snake. It was a rattlesnake named Sheba that he had handled many times. So apparently all these snakes, that the church carries from place to place, and maybe even at their revivals with him. But he had been handling Sheba on Sunday, and Sheba bit him on the thigh. And after Sheba bit him on the thigh, he passed the snake, I think, to his mother and to somebody, and then they laid it on the ground. And he went home to one of his relatives' house to recuperate. And as they put it, he went home to recuperate as he had done in the past. So this was not his first snake bite. And apparently, as the day went on, things just didn't go right. He was taken to Bluefield Regional Medical Center, and he was dead on arrival when they got him there from the snake bite. But he had just turned 44 years old the day before. The day before he died, he had just turned 44. And the thing about it was, his dad was also a pastor, and his dad also died from a snake bite when Mack was in his teens. So his dad was probably around the same age that Mack was when he died. So now I have heard some people say that, and a lot of people's going to say this too. A lot of people that believe in those churches are going to say, well, the reason he died is because his faith was not strong enough, and that's why he died. That's what they're going to say. But that's just not true. You could have all the faith in the world, and it's not going to stop you from dying. People die different ways every day. For example, if a stray bullet was to come through here and hit me in the head, I may die. And just because my faith is strong enough that I believe in the Lord, and my faith is strong, does not mean that I'm invincible and that bullet won't kill me. Look at all these children, innocent babies that go missing and raped, murdered, and thrown in the dumpsters. They never did anything wrong, so why are they dead? People die every day. So it has nothing to do with if his faith was strong enough. And that's what people in that church are going to use. And then that's what some people that don't like that church are going to make fun of and be saying. So, but that's just, it was a yellow timber rattlesnake named Sheba. He was bitten at 2 o'clock on Sunday and died at 10:30 that night at Bluefield Regional Medical Center. Bluefield Regional Medical Center is actually where Joe was born at. My son was born at Bluefield Regional Medical Center. It was a new hospital when he was born. I had my daughter 15 months before that. But she was born at the old hospital. And at that time, the old hospital was called Bluefield Sanitarium. And when I tell people where I had my firstborn child, I had her at Bluefield Sanitarium, I've had a couple people to ask me, you had your baby in a mental institute? But that was truly the name of the hospital. So what do you think about snake handling churches? And this was a very good point that somebody had brought up. They said, you know, that, okay, in West Virginia, snake handling is still legal in churches. In a lot of other states, it's not legal anymore. But, okay, this scenario, in this state where it's legal, do you think that if there's children in that church that social services should step in and take these children? Somebody had made a comment that they should. Because if the snake is biting the preacher, and if the snake is biting this person and that person, what about these children that are in there, you know? Are you not... I guess their parents or whoever they're with is not really concerned about their safety, or they wouldn't have them in there. But the point being, it's dangerous. As I said, I don't think your faith has that much to do with it. Look at all these people. Look at all the people that died on 9/11. Does that mean that their faith wasn't strong enough because they died on 9/11, and that the ones who actually got out of the towers had more faith than the ones that died in the towers? No. Some people interpret it like that, though. It's just not so. It's just not so at all. And as far as handling the serpents and stuff, like I said, it's metaphorically speaking. But if you took everything in the Bible literally, if everybody was supposed to think of it the same way, then the Bible also says thou shalt not kill. So, does that mean wars are right? Does that mean that you put somebody in an electric chair for killing somebody? Well, you're doing the same thing. You're killing. Then aren't you doomed to hell if you pull that switch on that electric chair? It's all the same thing. And thou shalt not kill. Does that mean just humans, or does that mean animals? We eat animals all the time. Look at all the dogs and cats and stuff being euthanized at the shelters. You go rabbit hunting, you go deer hunting. That's killing. So, does it mean just humans? And who determines what it means? Who determines whether it means just humans or animals? If you step on an ant, the ant has a life too. So, or a spider. All living creatures. So what does that mean? One person's going to say it to mean this, another person's going to say it to mean that, and I might think it to mean something else. And it don't matter. Not one particular one of us is right. It's what you feel in your heart. You know, it's what I feel that it's just humans. You don't kill another human. Now, as far as corporal punishment, how do I feel about corporal punishment? I'm for corporal punishment, even though I believe thou shalt not kill. But I'm only for it in the case of somebody extremely evil. Like, let's say if they hadn't killed Jeffrey Dahmer, if the inmates hadn't killed Jeffrey Dahmer, I think Jeffrey Dahmer should have gotten the death penalty. You know, somebody just evil like that. Somebody that goes out and rapes and kills babies. I believe in the death penalty for that, because that is true evil. And then, therefore, that can mean handle the serpent. If you're handling the serpent, anybody that does that are true snakes, serpents, evil. The devil is in their soul. And I believe that, I believe the devil does get into the souls. of these people, and you have to have a weak mind to let the devil in like that. But all these weird people that kill babies and their pregnant wives, like, you know, and then hide people's bodies and stuff, I believe the devil gets into them. I really do. And some people say, no, they're just mean. No, the devil if you believe in God and all his goodness, you have no choice but to believe in the devil. And the devil walks the earth, good and evil. The devil is here too. And whenever some bad things happen, people say, well, it's just a coincidence, or blah, 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 or, you know, God has something better in store for them, and that's why he did that. No. The devil is here too. Make no mistake. The devil is here too. And that's why we have the evil that we have. But that's one thing that I really said I would never really talk about is religion, because some people just get so offended, and I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of bad comments on this video. God, some of the comments I get on my YouTube video, and I'll leave them up there too. I never take them off or delete them, you know. I just leave them up there because people have a right to their opinion. They certainly have a right to say whatever they want. And somebody a few weeks ago had left a comment on one of my videos and said, God, you're a judgmental moron. And I'm sure that they'll probably call me one again. But that's okay, you know, if that's their opinion. I think they're ignorant, but then again, that's my opinion. Anyway, I have babbled on long enough about this preacher. So, what are your comments? Do you believe in the snake handling churches? Or do you think that it should be also outlawed in, I think this was West Virginia. Do you think it should be outlawed? And what about the children in the churches? Do you fear for their safety, perhaps? Anyway, tell me what you think. And until next time, bye-bye.